Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Musings with Mayuri. So through several posts on the community tab of my YouTube channel and also through Telegram, I had informed that I'll come up with a detailed video for prelims. So here is the video. In this video, I'll be talking about the only strategy that you would need to clear UPSC CSE Prelims 2025. So here I'll be sharing one prelims plan with you all in which you can complete your entire syllabus for prelims in just 100 days. So please note that along with the completion of syllabus, we'll also be completing tests, that is the sectional test and full length test of particular subjects. Okay, not the entire, that full length paper. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the full length papers of one particular subject, right? So that will be covered through this prelims plan as well. So along with reading, you'll be doing the tests as well in 100 days. Okay, so let us get started with the video. So before talking about the plan directly, I would like to highlight certain aspects which I feel are important for each of you to know. Okay, so here I'll be talking about basically what does the prelims demand. So I've come up with 4C principle, and this is purely based on my experience with the prelims examination. Okay, so first C stands for completion, second for cramming, third for critical thinking, and fourth for consolidation. So we'll go through each of these one by one. So first, completion. So what does completion here refer to? It refers to completing the subjects. So how are you going to complete the subjects based on the syllabus? So how do we understand the syllabus? By reading standard books of each subject plus by making notes out of it. Okay, that is how we are going to complete the entire subject. And also very important, that is we are not going to forget the PYQs. PYQs are very, very important, and all the PYQs that have appeared. See, I would suggest doing PYQs from 1995 because I told about this book earlier as well. You'll get a compilation of Disha publication which I refer to personally. Okay, so I covered all the PYQs from 1995 onwards. So if you have lot of time, it is advisable that you do all the PYQs so that your syllabus will be completed in a holistic manner, right? We are aspiring for such a big examination, so let us do it, right? Let us put in so much efforts and just follow the right process so that we'll be in the right direction with regard to clearing the prelims, right? So please note this. Then second aspect is cramming. So what does cramming here mean? Cramming means rote learning or memorization of certain facts. So each of the subjects along with the concepts, there are certain facts which you will have to remember and they're asked in the papers. So I'll give you certain examples, you'll get to know. So in history, we have these terms, right? Funum. Funum means coin. This was asked previously, I think in 2022. Yes. Then we have this Vata Kirutal, which was asked in 2023, right? So you are expected to know what these terms mean. Okay. Then talking about newspapers, books. Okay. For example, Devi Chandragupta was written by whom? So you are expected to know all of these things. Let's say the newspaper, Commonweal, okay, was written by whom, right? So all these things we are expected to know and memorize. Then talking about places, like places from ancient history or medieval or modern history. For example, I can give you which appeared in 2024 prelims only, Chandraketugad, right? So this was also a PYQ, right? So we'll have to know these places, where they are located and what are they known for. Okay, then talking about economy, in economy you are expected to know different types of curves. For example, what is Lorentz curve, what is Phillips curve, like what is the y coordinate, what is the x coordinate, right? What does it measure overall? Then you are given, like, you are given certain components from revenue account and capital account and are asked to place under proper heads, like whether this is a part of capital account or revenue account, right? So for this we'll have to by heart these things. Okay, then talking about environment, in environment you'll have to know the IUCN status of species, then you'll have to know the conventions, right? Then in polity, we are expected to know the article numbers. For example, the article number for money bill, for the president of India, for CAG, right? They might ask you questions. There were so many questions on article numbers in 2024 prelims if you go back and check the paper as well. Okay. So yes, then next is facts from current affairs. That is, we are expected to know reports. right? Which organization releases which report, right? Then indices, for example, happiness index, right? All these indices you are expected to know. Global competitiveness report is released by whom? Then committees in news, for example, Usha Thorat committee was in news recently. Why so? Right? Kasturi Rangan committee, Gadgil committee, all these committees, there are PYQs which have been asked earlier, so we are expected to know these things. Okay, and the third component is critical analysis. So here I've put up some questions, so we'll quickly run through them so that you'll get to know what does critical analysis mean. See the first question which came in prelims 2024. See, consider the following statements regarding World Toilet Organization. This is see, some aspects to this question are factual. Okay, see, the first statement, it is one of the agencies of the United Nations. Okay, see, this is a completely factual information, either we know it or we don't know it. But okay, let us leave the first part. I'll tell you how to approach this question by applying critical analysis. Read the third question. The main focus of its function is to grant funds to the least developed countries and developing countries to achieve the end of open defecation. Okay, so we have this Swachh Bharat mission in our country. So have we ever heard of any organization, that is in particular World Toilet Organization, funding our Swachh Bharat mission program? We read so much about Swachh Bharat, but have we read this aspect? No, right? We never read this aspect. Okay, so that is how you use your critical analysis or peripheral knowledge. Some people also ask me about using peripheral knowledge. So this is how you reason out each of the statements and then arrive at the answer. So we have never heard of such an organization funding Swachh Bharat, because here they have clearly mentioned, right? Developing countries. India is a developing country. We have Swachh Bharat mission, right? So it has never funded our mission. Okay, so see, we cannot be 100% sure, but that is how you use your critical analysis in the exam, right? You will have to take small risks so that you clear that cutoff. Okay, so third statement is definitely not right. So option B and option D are eliminated. We are left with A and C. So let us read the second one. World Toilet Summit. Second one. Second statement is there in option A and option C as well. So that will be true. Okay, so World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day, and World Toilet College are the initiatives of this organization to inspire action to tackle the global sanitation crisis. Okay, so let's now come to the first statement. It is one of the agencies of UN. See, I told you before that this is a very factual information. We know it or we don't know it. But what is expected out of us is, see, I won't say it is expected out of each and every one of us, but see, we read about United Nations so many a times while reading. So whenever you're bored or whenever you're free, just Google all the agencies of the United Nations. You don't have to rote learn this information. You'll just have to go through the list. It's not compulsory, okay? Because this question could have been left also in the examination. But let us say you have free time, and if you Google such information, somewhere or the other it definitely comes handy. So if you would have skimmed through that list, you would not have come across such an organization. That is how I had solved this in the paper. Okay, I remember, that's why I shared. Okay, now let's see the second question. Which of the above countries are frequently mentioned in the media for their low birth rates or aging population or declining population? Okay, see, now aging population. So that means after achieving a significant level of development, the country is going to this phase of demography, right? So that means we'll have to look for developed countries. And here I'll tell you two things. One important thing, that is, see, countries like Nigeria and South Africa, African countries, these are African countries, and Africa has a lot of young population. So directly based on this information, you can eliminate 3 and 5. That is, we'll eliminate all the options where we have Nigeria and South Africa, right? So we'll eliminate B and D. Now we are left with only A and C. Okay, see, we have 1, 2, 4 and 2 and 4. So the choices regarding Italy. So Italy is a developed country, right? A very developed country, right? So that is how, definitely it will be in that phase of demography where its population will be aging. So the answer is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, so that is how you use critical analysis. Then look at this question 2020 and 2023. Why I picked this question is, if you would have done this 2020 PYQ properly, you would be able to solve the 69th question which was asked in 2023, right? So we'll read this question. At the present level of technology, which of the above activities can be successfully carried out by using drones? Okay, spraying pesticides on a crop field, inspecting the craters of active volcanoes, collecting breath samples from spouting whales for DNA analysis. So here the answer is all three. Okay, so if you would know that we can collect breath samples from spouting whales for DNA analysis, this question 69 question would be very easy. What is aerial metagenomics? Best refers to which one of the following situations? See, aerial means air, metagenomics means through air we are collecting something related to DNA or genes, right? So see the options as well. So the option, collecting DNA samples from air in a habitat at one go, understanding the genetic makeup of avian species of a habitat, using airborne devices to collect blood samples from moving animals, sending drones to inaccessible areas to collect plant and animal samples from land surfaces and water bodies. Yes, what I'm trying to tell you here is the answer to this question is A. Okay, if you do the PYQs well, you will get that your intuition will be developed to gauge the correct answer despite not having come across that term anywhere, either in current affairs or static part of your syllabus. So that is how you use the PYQs to develop critical analysis as well. Okay, then this is okay, see the 2020 question. Vittal Vidvansak, the first monthly journal to have the untouchable people as its target audience, was published by whom? See, how to arrive? See, sure shot we cannot arrive, but if we have to take risk, what to do is, see, we know most of the books written by Gandhiji and Ambedkar, right? We'll study them in modern history as well. And Jyotiba Phule also, we know some of the books written by him, but we have not come across this book Vittal Vidvansak in any of while studying regarding any of these personalities. Okay, so that is how you choose option A. And this is not just told by me, I had seen this in some of the toppers interview earlier as well. Okay, so that is how I also developed my intuition. Okay, then see 2024 one question. Magnetite particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which one of the following? Okay, brakes of motor vehicles, engines of motor vehicles, microwave stoves within homes, power plants, telephone lines. Okay, see, one simple thing I'll tell you here. See the third option, that is third statement, microwave stoves within homes. So if magnetite particles released are harmful, right? So if they were released, would we use microwave stoves within homes? We would not use them, right? So that is how you eliminate that statement. See, if you eliminate that statement, you'll be left with only one option, option B, 1, 2, 4. And see, okay, power plants is, will accepted. Brakes, okay. Engines of motor vehicles also accepted that magnetite particles are released. But see, mere telephone lines, will simply telephone lines release magnetite particles? No, right? So that is also one of the ways in which you arrive at the answer. Okay, read the options carefully. 2023 question. Which one of the following best describes the concept of small farmer, large field? Okay, so if you go through the options, resettlement of large number of people uprooted from their countries due to war by giving them a large cultivable land which they cultivate collectively and share the produce. Many marginal farmers in an area organize themselves into groups and synchronize and harmonize selected agricultural operations. Many marginal farmers in an area together make a contract with a corporate body and surrender their land to the corporate body for a fixed term, for which the corporate body makes a payment of agreed amount to the farmers. A company extends loans, technical knowledge and material inputs to a number of small farmers in an area so that they produce the agricultural commodity required by the company for its manufacturing process and commercial production. Okay, so see, read the term small farmer, large field. So based on this, what you'll understand is that is the farmer is small and the field is large. So which of the options correctly describes that? That is option B. Okay, many marginal farmers organize themselves into groups and synchronize, harmonize operations. Okay, so yeah, it might become difficult during the examination to arrive at the answers to such questions, but I'll tell you simple things. Okay, see, we are emphasizing a lot on farmers, on agriculture, right? We are also having the food farmer producer organizations, FPOs. Why? Because we are trying to, enhance the bargaining power of farmers, right? So don't you think when farmers do collective farming, that is on, they'll, they'll organize themselves into groups and synchronize operations, won't it enhance their bargaining power and, give them more yield or returns, give them more returns basically, right? That is a good step, right? So if you know the concept of FPOs, that if you know, yes, many farmers coming together, it enhances bargaining power. So if you have well understood the concepts, then you'll be able to answer such questions. That is what I mean. Okay, so this is just see, I might not be 100% correct, okay, but whatever is asked in the paper, you are supposed to develop your intuition, your critical analysis part in this manner, that already whatever little you have studied, you have to put it to use. Okay, and then try and arrive at the answer. Try to think in those dimensions which you've already studied, in the dimensions what actions have already been taken or are being taken in our country. Okay, from that perspective, that is the bigger picture that you should have while solving any question. Then the question solving becomes very easy. Okay, yes. And the last part, consolidation. So what does this mean? It means only revision. Okay, revise as many times as possible. Okay, that is the only way to go. Yes, so now we'll come to the main part of the video, that is the 100 days strategy. So here, along with the subjects, I have also integrated current affairs, so that I had gotten a lot of queries from aspirants that they were not able to cover current affairs. So I have integrated current affairs in this plan, and you'd be getting sufficient time to cover the current affairs of each month. Okay, so I'll show you. We'll go through it. So the order of subjects that I followed was modern history, economy, geography, environment, polity, ancient medieval art and culture, and then science and technology. Okay. So this is what I did. So if you want, you can follow this order, or tailor it accordingly. And how did I do? 15 days each subject. Okay, from 1 to 6. And for science and technology, I used to do that in 10 days. Okay, that is how I divided it. Okay, and then how do you divide this phase of 15 days for each of the subjects? Okay, so what do you do is, in 10 days you complete all the topics. How to complete all the topics, that I'll show you on the next slide. And 11th day you give one sectional test. Okay, the sectional test of your choice from any institute you can pick. So you pick up and you give the test on that particular day. And then 12th day, no test, you'll just be revising. 13th day you give sectional test 2. We are doing 2 sectional tests per subject. Okay, 14th day again you're revising. 15th day is one full length test of that particular subject you'll be doing. Okay, and after 10 days, see, 10 days we'll have completed all the topics. So from 11th day to 15th day, apart from giving tests and doing test analysis, what else do? We also use this period to make short notes and completion of any backlogs, right? Whatever you have not been able to cover in the span of these 10 days, or maybe you're going through the test papers, you come across certain concepts which you feel that you have not done, you can do them here. And you can also utilize this period for revision. Okay, so now in this I'll tell you how to go about with the studying part. Okay, in 10 days you will complete all the topics. How? Do 3 to 4 chapters per day based on your capacity. That how many, like if you're a full-time aspirant, probably you will be able to cover more, but if you're a working aspirant, you will have to pick up few chapters and go about every day, right? Okay, and apart from reading, do all the PYQs related to those topics and add it in the notes itself. Let's say you're reading modern history, spectrum book, you're reading Advent of Europeans to India, so you read the chapter. Immediately after reading the chapter itself, you go through the PYQs. We have that compilation, right, from 1995 onwards. Check what all PYQs have been asked from that particular chapter and add it in that notes itself. Okay, see, this I personally tried it, but it is not what it's not my strategy. It was shared by Ariba Noman ma'am, UPSC CSE 2021, rank 109. So I'd listened to one of her topper talks on YouTube itself, and she had shared this strategy. I just incorporated it. That's it. Okay. So please do this. Then yes, here is one example for you how you can choose 3 to 4 topics per day. So you can go through this Insta 75 days revision plan for prelims 2024. So just don't see the dates, just see the day and just see the topics. Okay, how they have segregated the topics, I think here each topic is covered in 5 days. Okay, but you try to break these topics down and try to cover them in 10 days. Take 10 days, good amount of days, and complete syllabus in a holistic manner. Okay, I'll share this PDF on my Telegram channel. So they have done this for all the subjects. Okay, so you can just, while doing each and every subject, you can come here, use this PDF, and you can see how they have allotted topics for each particular day, and you can divide your subject accordingly. Okay, I refer to this timetable throughout the year. They also have an year-long timetable. So I used to refer to that, and also I used to refer to this Insta 75 days plan as well. Okay. So this helped me a lot. That is why I'm sharing it here. Okay. This is available free of cost. Anyways, I'll be putting it on my Telegram channel. The same snippet. So how they do this for 5 days, like they'll complete the syllabus in 4 days and 5th day will be for revision. Okay, and here itself you'll get an idea for current affairs as well. See, they have on day 1, 2, 3 they'll be covering June 2023 current affairs. Yeah, this is for last year, right? So you can cover June 2024 current affairs, and since you have 10 days, you can take 5 days to cover current affairs of 1 month. Okay, so that way, along with the subject, your current affairs also will be completed. Okay, see, next 3 days, okay, there is the plan is there, like for further subjects below. I have only added snippets till day 5. So for next 3 days they have put up current affairs of July month, right? So that is how they have given 3 days. So you can make it 5 days and then complete your current affairs. Okay, then how do you do revision? The main part which many of the aspirants asked me. Okay, revision of each subject. Revise every single day. See, whenever you are starting on the next day, don't start with that day's targets. Just revise the previous day's targets and only then start. Okay, if you haven't revised the previous day's targets, don't start the targets for that day. Even if it takes half a day, even if your entire morning is gone, let's say in revision, it's okay. Because once we are preparing for prelims, we'll give it our 100%. Like we'll give it our best. So we'll not compromise on anything. So don't compromise on revision. Revise and then start with the next day's targets. That's it. And revise once every Sunday till completion of that particular subject. Let's say, see, it's 15 days plan, so you'll have 2 Sundays. Okay, so on the first Sunday you just revise how much you have covered the whole. Every single day we'll be doing revision of the previous day, but on Sundays you'll have to revise all the chapters that you have covered from, let's say, in the past week. Okay, all the chapters, along with completing the targets on Sunday. If you have set any targets for Sunday, you will have to complete that as well. It depends on how you have allotted topics. Okay, and once the subject is completed, let's say we have completed reading modern history and we have given the tests as well, we are not going to leave it aside. Okay, let's say we have picked up the next subject, that is economy. We are going to revise modern history. We will take out some time on one day, on any particular day of the week, and we will revise modern history no matter what. If you just read, do the test and leave it aside, and when you're doing the next subject, if you don't revise the subject that is previously done, then it is waste. Okay, let's say you'll again come back at it after completing all the subjects, you will not remember anything. It'll just be like starting all over again. Please don't do this mistake. Please. I am reiterating, please don't do this mistake. Okay, short notes making. So yes, this I would like to share. Again, I have learned this from Kartikeya Jaiswal sir, UPSC CSE 2021, rank 35. I listened to one of his toppers talk again on YouTube, and I got to know, I really liked the way he made his notes. He had shared that on that talk, so I'll just show you. So this is how I used to make notes. Actually, sir used to make notes on the chart paper that you get, but I have used A4 sheets. You can also use A3 sheets because they'll be bigger than this, right? So just, see, this is my ancient history notes snippet. I used to write in very tiny handwriting and leaving very little space. Why I used to leave very little space? So see, if you leave more space, no, you will be tempted to write more information. Like let's say you're doing some tests, you can write some information from the test is okay, but if you leave more space, you will be tempted to write everything, but not everything is important. So make try and make use of the try making your notes in this manner. It has really helped me to revise. Okay, see, there's so many topics on one page itself. Okay, so I'll also share one PDF of all the subjects short notes that I made on my Telegram channel. Please join my Telegram channel. Yes, this is my notes for art and culture. So you can see how I used to make them. This I have made on the drawing book paper. Okay. Yes, and for certain subjects, I did not make separate short notes. I used to add papers in my textbook itself. For example, geography, right? So these important things I used to, draw and stick on the pages of my book only. Okay, and you can see I was telling, right, that you have to refer to PYQs and write it in the source which you're reading. If you can see the left side at the bottom, 2010 La Nina El Nino, that means this La Nina El Nino question came in 2010. That is why I have written it there. Okay, so that is how I used to write. Okay, this is one snippet of my digital notes which I made. This is organizations and news. So see, United Nations, UNGA. The list was long. I could only add this snippet, so that's why I've added. See how I used to write United Nations, its formation, headquarters, how many members, India is a founding member, then the organs, then see about UNGA, then see the UNGA resolutions that I have written in red. Okay, so you can just, take a cue from this and make your own notes. About subject-wise tests, we have already spoken about it. Here I would like to tell one important thing, that is, see, let's say we are doing science and tech. So in science and tech sectional test, if we take, there are questions asked on physics, chemistry and all. But from the PYQs of UPSC, we are seeing a trend that such questions, traditional physics, chemistry questions, are not asked lately, right? So if you don't want to do such sectional tests, it's completely your choice that you don't have to do them. Okay, and let's say if you're doing geography, there are no more questions asked on economic and human geography. So if you don't want to do sectional tests for that, don't do. Okay, pick and choose the tests based on PYQs only, and you have to try and gauge that what is important and on what you would want to do sectional tests. Okay, I have given you a broader framework, so make your plan accordingly. Then current affairs, yes, you will have to cover current affairs from June 2024 to April 2025, and your exam is in May. We will glance May 2025 current affairs. We will not go completely like that. Okay, maybe, yes, I agree that many of you will stop reading the newspapers. What you can do is just glance and go. Okay, so that when you clear prelims and you're writing mains, you'll not be completely out of touch with regard to current affairs. Okay, and we'll not go completely unaware of things. We'll just see the headlines at least every single day and keep ourselves updated. Okay, and almost this I have shared previously only. How do you cover current affairs while doing a particular subject? Maybe 5 days you can allocate for covering current affairs of one particular month, okay, along with the static syllabus for prelims. Next, yes, the very important thing, the mock tests, okay, that is the full length papers that I'm talking about here, okay. After doing this for 100 days, you will start doing the full length mock tests. And I have been benefited by several open mock tests conducted by various organizations. So I have added a snippet from the Excel sheet that I used to maintain to track my scores, okay. So the first column is date, obviously. Second column, you can see the institutions that I took up. These are the free open mock papers, okay. And then third column is the marks that I have scored, right? The fourth column is how many questions I have gotten right, and the fifth column is how many I have gotten wrong. The sixth column is how many questions I had attempted in total. And the last column is whether I have completed the test analysis or not. So this is how you can also track your test scores. It is very important to track your test scores. I'll also tell you why. See, based on the score that I had gotten in my second prelims, I had, I had calculated this myself based on my score. UPSC never gives how many questions you have attempted right and wrong, but I knew that I had attempted 84 questions, right? So, and based on my score, my correct and incorrect were somewhere around 57 and 27, okay. So you can see my test number of questions, right and wrong questions, are mostly in that range. Yes, some of them you can skip where the number is very high, but around 50-55, right? So that is how I had that is how you will be able to gauge that how many questions you can you can attempt in the paper. And one more thing I would like to tell here is, see, don't go with a preconceived notion that you'll attempt so many questions only in the paper, okay. But just an idea, just to know about your strengths and weakness, like in what range of questions, if you're attempting let's say 90 questions, in what range your score is, right? How many you're getting right and how many you're getting wrong. Okay, let's say you're attempting 84 questions, so what is the correct and incorrect value that you're getting? What is the score? Okay, see, and don't listen to anybody that you'll have to solve 90 questions, 70 questions. It's totally up to you, okay. In 2023 prelims, I solved 84 questions, okay. I was getting 96.97 or 96, something like that. This year I solved only 76 questions and my score was in the range of 96 to 100, in that range, okay. So it does not matter, like you don't have to go with anything that is just told to you, but you know try and find your strategy based on these practice tests only, okay. This is the test series that I followed for 2024. I have just added the snippet here as well. Same thing I did. So you can also make this. Okay. Why to take open mock tests? It helps in improving your knowledge plus analysis. There are certain things, maybe it's not covered in our books, but it is important. So that will be covered in the test papers. So that is how it'll help you, and it'll also help you cover portion that is missed, okay. Yes, and then last is identify and improve weak areas. I'll give you one example here. See, mostly we are stuck in the range of 75, right? 75, 80. So this used to happen happen with me. So I used to ponder, like what am I doing wrong that I'm always scoring in this range. Then once I was watching YouTube, that time I came across Dr. Shivin Chaudhary sir's video, UPSC CSE 2022 rank 297. Most of you might be knowing sir. So he told one thing in his video, that if you're stuck in this range, then you have to check for science and tech and environment. See, science and tech, what we do is we usually try and cover the current affairs aspect, but apart from that, the static aspect of current affairs, science and tech is very important, which you will have to cover. Same goes with environment, not just the current affairs. The static aspect of it is very, very important. So I did this. Whatever he had told in the video, I tried and implemented this, and literally my scores increased drastically. I am not lying. Okay, please trust me on this. This is tried and tested by myself. Okay, so yes. And how do you do the final revision? Okay, see what sequence you had followed. Okay, I had followed this sequence, right? Modern history first, economy second, then geography, then environment. So likewise, I had divided the 7 days of a week after completing the 100 days plan. Okay, this is after 100 days plan. So every Monday, I used to revise modern history and the current affairs of June and July, right? Then on Tuesday, I used to revise economy. I had made short notes. I showed you snippets of short notes. Those short notes should be like very crisp so that you can revise entire subject in one day. Okay, then Tuesday I used to revise economy, then current affairs of August and September. Likewise, you can see this how I had allocated different subjects and the current affairs and how I used to revise them. I have put up here, just go through this. And yes, talking about Sunday, what I used to do by Saturday, I used to wind up everything. On Sunday, what I used to do is, I mean, with regard to current affairs, I used to wind up everything. Sunday, science and tech and miscellaneous and current affairs facts I used to do. Okay, what do I mean by this miscellaneous? Here, doing this IR mapping, right? Or why a particular place was in news. Okay, these things I used to do. And what is CA facts? CA facts is this only: reports, indices, committees in news, exercises, declarations, schemes in news, right? All these things, national parks, tiger reserves, elephant reserves. I'll be sharing all of this in detail in my upcoming videos. I'll do subject specific videos. So you'll get a complete picture what to do for prelims. So yes, that is it for this video from my end. So if you have any doubts, please do ask them in the comment section below. Thank you so much.